Here we are. I don't know how to edit this, but I'll figure it out later.
Take freestyle.
One take. Hello, my name is Adam, and we're doing the energy conservation assignment today. My case is going to be number five, which is going to be the 48-year-old male uh, post-COVID, where he had some chronic fatigue issues. For this patient, for the ADLs, just going to be addressing mobility, walking the dogs, and showering. For his IADLs, I'm going to be addressing housework, or specifically laundry with housework, but housework in general, feeding the dogs. And then for the field test, I'm going to do the 10-meter walk test. I was in between the 10-meter walk test versus like the 2-minute step test. I ended up leaning towards the 10-meter walk test since we were going to be talking about mobility and walking the dogs anyway. And it's also an easier test to do, in my opinion, relative to the 2-minute step. So if his fatigue is worse than I would imagine, then he still won't have any problems with the 10-meter walk test. All right. And here's our patient. Uh, Hello, sir. My name is Adam Conway. I'll be your student physical therapist today.
Thank you.
Enter your name and your date of birth.
My name is Ezekiel, March 14th, 2003.
Awesome. You're exactly who we're looking for today for this home health visit. And I heard that you have been having some fatigue issues with just stuff that's been going on. Can you tell me a little more about that?
Yeah, I genuinely just have a little bit of difficulty doing stairs. I live in a two-story house, so going up and down the stairs is a little bit tough. Walking my dogs can be a little bit taxing because they're pretty young. Um, so having to walk them takes up a little bit of my energy. And then showering was a weird one, kind of taxing as well. So yeah, those are the things that I kind of struggle with right now.
Okay. And is there anything kind of like specific around the house that like, goes into maybe taking care of the dogs or maybe like housework has been also tough as well, or is it mostly just moving around?
No, I would say housework definitely is a little bit tough, and feeding my dogs.
Oh, yeah, a lot of bending down,
Yeah.
and that makes a lot of sense actually. Well, sounds like I should be able to help with a couple different things. If it's okay with you, we can just get right into it, and it should only take about 5 minutes. And I'll be able to teach you just a couple different postures and techniques that are going to help you conserve your energy. So, like the fatigue you're feeling will either be pushed, kicked down the road a little bit, or you can save yourself from feeling it at all.
Mhm.
That sound like a good thing to you?
Sounds great.
Wonderful. Well, first off, I know that this happened after you got COVID-19 a while ago. Have you had any shortness of breath or any problems with your breathing?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what all the problems kind of stem from, is shortness of breath with activities.
So you find yourself getting out of breath more easily than you used to?
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So one of the things we can do to fix that or work with that is to regularize your breathing with a couple different kinds of patterns. Say one thing you can do is a lot of people kind of breathe up here and they don't really use their whole body with it. You can try and like you put your hands like this and you aim to expand from down low and push the lower arm out like that and hold for a second and out. Big deck in, hold, out. Once you get more comfortable, you can start inhaling through the nose and then exhaling through first lips like that. And this is just going to help regularize your breathing. Breathing deeper is also just going to help get more oxygen in you in general, which is what's going to help with fatigue overall. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And do you ever like feel any kind of like secretions or anything or like mucus buildup or congestion as well or no?
I don't think so to that extent. It's just more, yeah, just that shortness of breath.
Okay, cool. Well, if that's the case, then that should be good for that. Another thing is when you're walking around, and most people tend to slouch a little bit, just because you think about it and you think it's easier to slouch, but it's actually the opposite. Our bodies are made to be a certain way. So by trying to stand tall and using your hands around whenever you need to, that can really help save your energy over time. So do you typically find yourself hunching over quite a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically just try to stand up tall, just like grandma and grandpa used to say, and that should help you with your energy, specifically when you're just around the house or maybe walking up some stairs or getting into the car or things like that.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, lastly, the third thing I want to go into is just trying to be more efficient with your movements. Let's take the example of going up the stairs. Let's say you're not carrying anything with you. There's nothing stopping you from using a railing and using your arms to actually push up with you. And then if you're getting short of breath as you're going up the stairs, you can just take a break and pause. Because overall, if you take breaks and save your energy, it will be more efficient overall to do that instead of rushing through an activity and then getting so tired where you need to like almost pass out later, on the couch because, your body's in recovery mode at that point. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You think that's like kind of doable?
Yeah.
All right. And then specifically with walking the dogs and showering, with showering, you could also get a shower chair if you like, which is very helpful, because standing like that while you're moving your arms in the heat is actually very difficult for most people. You're not alone in having experiences where like it's just a little more difficult for you. It's not weird.
Mhm.
And with walking the dogs, if it is doable for you, I do know you have three of the pups. Maybe only walking one dog at a time and being able to take breaks when you are able. I mean, I walk my dog too, and he loves to sniff stuff, so I'm sure you can pause and there won't be no pun intended when you need to. It should be okay. And then for the IADLs, I know you said you have some trouble with the housework. Is it like sweeping, laundry, dishes, or kind of everything?
Just everything in general, vacuuming, laundry, dishes.
Okay, kind of the same idea for that there. You keep your posture. Whenever you're getting short of breath, remember the breathing I told you. Breathe down low, big breath in, 1 second, and breathe out. And then if you can, breathe through the nose, purse lips out. That should help you with that, as well as just taking breaks when you need to. Let's say if you're doing dishes, there's nothing stopping you from bringing like a high chair next to you so you can sit down whenever you need to, so you're not on your feet and getting lightheaded or dizzy or anything like that. And lastly, with feeding the dogs. I got a big dog back home. Sometimes that bag of food's real heavy. It doesn't hurt to get some help from your wife if you need to, or maybe instead of picking up the entire bag, you can slide the bag when you need to, rather than picking it up to your chest or having to do a heavy squat. You can also like get a cup and leave the cup in there so you can scoop it rather than having to pour a heavy bag or anything like that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir, for your time. And that's our hour.
Awesome. Thank you so much.